It's a great comment about did USA had room to swing up and did they have enough radios to go there? So let's look at this in detail. So USA is the windward boats compared to Brazil, and they need to keep clear from Brazil. Also, there are windward boats in relation to Italy, so they need to keep clear from Italy. The rights of Brazil and Italy in that regard could be limited, and also some of them, depending on the situation, might need to give room for USA to keep clear. So let's look first situation with Brazil. It starts with Brazil being clear stern, and when Brazil right now gets their overlap to leeward, it acquires right of way, so it needs to give initially room for USA to keep clear. So at this moment, USA needs to start building up the distance away from Brazil. So Brazil goes down and opens up a little bit space, and later on they will close this space, depending, could be on their tactics, but also possibly just avoiding the collision with Italy being in the sandwich. So at this moment, USA, even though that the space is very limited, but to me it looks like it's just slightly a bit more than one hull width. So it's probably about a meter or so. So again, if somebody wants to measure it, please let me know, and I'm happy just to look at it. But what is, as umpires, we're looking in here, then even though that the space which is given is limited, we want to see that USA is using that space as much as possible to keep clear from Brazil. So it would warrant over here a tiny luff up. However, they still keep clear, and the risk for them doesn't come immediately, but will come a little bit later. Now let's look at the similar situation right now. And so at this moment, if you look at the arrows between Italy and USA, so at this moment when the arrows get very, very close to connecting, or like even intersecting over here, so that's where umpires are certain that there is a collision course between Italy and USA. So at this moment, again, as Italy was changing the course right now, there is, let's say that there is a there is a converging course between Italy and USA, but not definitely apprehension of the collision. But somewhere over here, there is a clear apprehension that there would be a collision between Italy and USA. So the courses are colliding. So latest at this moment, USA needs to start doing something to keep clear, and they need to use all the available space, which is probably a little bit over 1 meter between USA and Brazil, to start slowly luffing up and to use that space. If they do, and that's what we basically look as umpires, because for us, we are not able to decide if the space which is given is sufficient for the definition of the room or not. So, but we would need to see that USA is doing everything what they can to use that space, and also managing their boat effectively to use that. And then if they are not able to keep clear at this moment, then there will be a cleared proof of that Italy or Brazil in the previous situation did not give them room. But since USA is not doing anything, it's impossible actually to see if the space which was given was sufficient for the definition of a room, or it was not. So basically that's how we are looking at this. So to summarize these things, yes, the space for USA to swing up was limited because Brazil was there. However, there was no attempt to use... Two more things to add, even though that I'm actually saying that we umpires, I'm not an umpire on this SailGP team, and I'm just sharing my thoughts as an umpire in other disciplines, what the interpretation of that team could be. So obviously everything would be coming from Craig's. Hopefully he will actually cover it with Stevie on the next episode. And finally, I think that I will make one more video about describing actually the penalty points versus actually who was penalized with a right of way with fall behind or disqualification penalties. So these are usually a little bit independent of each other, although that there is a connection. So, and I think as a teaser, as far as I understand, Italy was penalized with 4 points, USA was penalized with 7 points, and Brazil was not given any collision points. So we would I will make another video how to actually umpires make determination who gets what kind of points for collision and what kind of faults even right-of-way boats can have in collision.